One of the biggest challenge areas I work on with clients is learning to forge and create solid relationships, both personally and professionally. As we all know, strained relationships are both happiness and productivity killers because of the physical anxiety that they actually cause. They produce that, sick to your stomach feeling. You've had it before, right? They suck up all your energy and focus until it's completely dry. When relationships are strained, it's hard to even think about anything else except resolving the situation and getting back on solid ground. The domino effect of these strained relationships, though, is truly amazing. When you're in conflict with somebody, your mind starts to play out all of the worst case scenarios into the future. You literally project yourself out into all these theoretical bad outcomes and live them out right in the present moment. Check this out. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between the present and the future. So even though all these negative outcomes haven't actually happened, your body will react as if they already have. Your productivity and performance suffer, and the stress from all that tension and perceived conflict attacks your body and puts your health at risk, both mentally and physically. Sound kind of familiar to you? Going through life this way is absolutely horrible. The solution to avoiding or correcting these strained relationships boils down to 2 points. The first concept would be just to form relationships with people that have congruent values with you. Now, this strategy is ultra effective, but it involves a lot of core value work and self-awareness. Super important stuff, but way too complex to review in this short video. Let's focus on the other point that you have 100% control over and you can implement immediately, and I guarantee will have a big impact. And that's taking responsibility for your communication. You can't control anybody else, right? And I know as much as we wish we could, we can't. But you can control how you communicate. And your communication gives you tremendous influence over people and getting the results and the outcomes you're looking for. You've heard me talk before about people pushing your buttons or triggering you, getting right under your skin. This happens when you stay in the same pattern of communication over and over and over again. It's like a pitcher grooving a fastball right down the middle of the plate and this big hitter crushing the ball out of the ballpark every single time. We do the same thing with our communication. The reason most people never change is because they're more committed to being right than they are committed to having a good relationship. We call it the right fight. Let me share something with you now that in and of itself could change your life forever. You can be right or you can have a great relationship, but you can't have both. The quarter turn here then is to, instead of grooving that fastball right down the middle that you know is going to get hit out of the park, throw a curveball, throw a changeup. In fact, throw the ball right at somebody's head for a minute. You have then given yourself an opportunity to change the outcome just by changing your communication and your approach. Let's play out an example between you and your boss. Maybe the normal scenario is your boss walks into your office and begins telling you all the things you did wrong on the last project. And then, of course, you start feeling angry and resentful and unsupported, and there you go, the right ingredients for a strained relationship. Instead of falling into that pattern, throw a curveball. The next time your boss walks into your office, you lead the conversation. Stop him or her and say something like, hey, I wanted to spend some time talking to you about our last project. Here's all the things I think we did right. Here's all the things I think we could do better the next time. And here are some areas where I think we can make some improvements in the process to move forward. Is there anything else you think that we should add to this list? So there's 2 possible outcomes here, right? The curveball worked really well, the response is totally different, and you sidestepped any potential conflict. Option 2 is nothing changes and they react exactly as they normally do. The quarter turn here is it doesn't matter what happened, right? How they react isn't important. What matters is that you took responsibility for what you have 100% control over, and you consciously made an attempt to focus on the outcome you're looking for. Isn't that interesting? Do you know how powerful and liberating that is? It will have you feeling completely inspired and confident. Wouldn't that be a great way to continue that relationship? Do you have any idea what life is like once you develop this habit of focusing on outcome versus being right? For starters, you become really aware of the impact of communication. You listen to how people talk and communicate. You know instantly what to say to them in order to get them to see the outcomes you're looking for. You become a person that's easy to be around and the person who can work with anyone under any circumstance. As a result, you become one of the most indispensable individuals in your organization. Sound pretty good? So today, bring some awareness to your relationships and your communication and throw a curveball or a changeup instead of that fastball right down the pipe. Try it out and come back to this blog and comment on how it went for you. I'd love to know. And stay tuned for something really special coming down the road here in a few days. I'm putting the finishing touches on something that pulls together over 2 decades worth of knowledge and experiences that I've amassed, and I can't wait to unveil it. Until then, remember, throw the curveball.